Hi guys, my name's Kiana Hanna, and Missa asked me to be on a team call, but I know how schedules are and I know how things work, so I decided just to make a video, and so you can watch this at your own convenience. I promise you, if you stick it through to the end, you will be able to hopefully take a few golden nuggets and apply it to your business and apply it to where you are right now, and get out your pen and papers, and hopefully you will be able to take a few things away and focus on how you can get started, um, or just change what's going on. So, where I come from, I'm a mom of three. I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 19-month-old. I have no social media background. I have never run a business in my entire life. I was a high school teacher before this for 7 years, and I honestly loved my job, but I decided to have children, and that was not easy. So we tried for many, many years to have kids. I had some bumps in the road of getting pregnant, and finally, after multiple losses, infertility, a stillborn, and some horrible things, we were able to get pregnant with my daughter, who is now 7. And I loved what I did as teaching, but I also love the fact that I had this ability to be able to stay at home with my kids. And when that 12 weeks was up, I couldn't imagine going back to school. So I decided to leave a full-time job that was a well-paying job, one of the highest paid jobs in Oregon. And I decided to kind of move forward with my life as a mom. Problem was, part of me over the month started feeling unfulfilled. I love my kids. I love being at home. I love doing what I wanted to do, which was, not necessarily going to teaching every single day. But I did love that inspiring people and motivating people. I'm a coach at heart. I was a coach for track for years and years and years, and so I missed that part of my job. So I ended up signing up in October of 2011 as kind of a total not knowing what I was doing. I did make Success Club because I was posting about it and talking about it. I didn't even know what Success Club was until my upline wrote me and said, "Hey, you made Success Club," and I had no clue what that was. I just asked a few of my friends to join in my challenge group. I think my mom's best friend joined me, my mom, and a couple of people from my college track team. And I ran them the way that I thought was best. They weren't perfect. They were pretty horrible, actually, but I did what I could to do the best that I could as not knowing much in the business. So the month I signed up was when the challenge packs came out. So we were just kind of learning that as coaches. So my team atmosphere, my upline was not to go into the long story, but we had some falling outs that happened, and there were people that were unfriending each other, and there was just some major drama and stuff going on. And so I decided to remove myself from that, and I wanted to create an environment for my team that I would want to be part of. So I wanted to make it work, but I struggled, and I didn't know how to connect with coaches. I kept signing discount coaches that would quit a couple months later. I would sign coaches and I couldn't get them started right. I was struggling myself with my own personal journey and my own personal development. I was motivating, but I was not able to keep people along to run the tracks with me, I guess you should say. So I did eventually make it to Diamond about 8 months into the business, and that's where I stood for 18 months. And then last year of 2014, I was popping in and out of 1-star qualification, and I ended the year last year as a 5-star elite diamond coach. And right now I'm a 5-star diamond with 1-star I'm a 1-star in my second business center. My husband just became diamond, and I have 9 lifetime diamonds. I don't even know if you care about that, but some people do, so I'll just let you know that. So what changed? So I didn't just wake up one morning and become a 5-star diamond and find the leaders that I knew that I always wanted on my team. I'm going to tell you some things that you might not want to hear, and I'm going to tell you some things that are going to help you be the best coach that you can be faster. And the bottom line is, if you want something to change in your life and you want to be successful in this business, you got to change. You got to change the things that you're doing in your life, and you got to be willing to put in the work, because nothing that is worth it ever comes easy. And so you are in charge of how you look at every single situation, and no one owes you anything in this business. Yeah, you heard me that right. I kept thinking that my upline should be handing me coaches. I kept thinking that she should show me the way. I kept thinking that I need to have, if I was from the Bombshell Dynasty, I would have better trainings. I kept thinking, if I looked a certain way, if I acted a certain way, if I was something a certain way, that I would be different. I'd be a different coach. And I kept looking at everyone else as, what do they have that I don't have? No one owes you anything in this business, and no one should care about this business. This goes hand in hand as much as you do. You are not who you are in this business because you're upline. Sure, they might support you and they might not. Missa is an amazing coach. I'm telling you right now, she is doing everything for you. She is posting trainings. She is reaching out to you. She's being vulnerable with you. She's being open with you. And you need to understand that you got to meet your coach halfway in the middle in order to be successful, and you got to be the leader of yourself. So it doesn't matter how many times people say, join me, do this, join me, do that. And if you don't do it, it's not ever going to happen. So stop pointing the fingers and blaming anyone for where you are right now, because where you are right now is all the effort that you've ever put into this business. And you need to start looking in the mirror. And that was really hard for me to understand. I had to put my big girl panties on. And it was really hard because no matter how bad I wanted to be part of a bigger, more successful team, I wasn't. I had signed up with a friend, and she still is my friend. And I didn't know what part of team we were. And I kept using that as an excuse that I wish we had better trainings and, more successful X, Y, and Z's. Yet people were still signing with me, but they were getting lost because I was not the leader that I should have been. No one was going to come to the rescue for me. No one was going to reach out to me and say, hey, Kiana, I can help build your business. I can help take you under my wing. I can show you the ropes. I can sign challenge packs for you. You needed to be the leader and make the path. And it wasn't until I learned that I had to be the leader myself, and I had to start doing the things that leaders do. That's when I started to be successful. And that is kind of hard. It all goes down to my mindset. And so what changed? What changed in this business is, hold on one second real quick. I think I left my other, right here. Sorry guys. So the mindset is the one thing that I decided to change. I kept getting told over and over and over and hearing from national wake-up calls and top coaches that your mindset was your secret weapon. And I kept going, oh gosh, I opened up a book. Am I suddenly supposed to be this coach that's like amazing and inspiring? But the difference is that when you do those little behaviors of the personal development each day, you start to build a little bit more confidence. And then you start to act like the person that someone wants to be like and be inspired by. And you want to know the magic sauce in this business? It's your mindset. You choose every single day to water it and watch it grow, or dehydrate it and let it die. If you are not doing personal development on a day-to-day basis, you are staying stagnant. You are not growing. People don't want to follow people that aren't growing, that aren't changing, that aren't moving towards a certain goal. Literally, the health future in me is going to come out, and your synapses and functioning literally is depleted and you become a person whose choices are based upon reaction and not reality when you decide not to do personal development. When you aren't working the brain and the cells aren't firing and really learning to grow and being excited, they kind of stay stagnant, and your synapses aren't growing and they aren't moving, and you become a person that is reactive versus proactive. So how can you water your mind? Because it's the only thing that I changed in the last 18 months to go from remaining an in and out diamond to more of a successful leader in this business. You have to constantly give water and breath and life into your mind. For me, it was taking the books that I knew in the areas that I was struggling with, leaders by books by John Maxwell, and You Are a Badass is one of my favorite books, and The Go-Giver, um, and books of things that, because I was comparing a lot and I was looking at other people and wondering what the heck do they have that I don't have, and looking at systems that I could get done. And I took a little bit of each what I read each day and I applied that to my business. And it wasn't that I woke up one day and said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's that over time, I started to build seeds of confidence that grew into the leader that I knew I could be. And it didn't happen overnight, but suddenly something happened, which was momentum. And people started seeing other people succeed, and they started seeing me change and me be happier. And on our team page, we started running push groups, and we ran 5-day Emerald groups, and we ran conversation groups, and we really were each other's second family, and we wanted to see each other succeed in this business, and it was really exciting. And it's not it's not that all of a sudden this is easy, because it's not. This business is not. It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to have systems in place, and you got to do the 3 vital behaviors every single day. And I'm not always perfect. I have no clue what I'm doing half the time, but all through all those months was I tried. I always showed up. I didn't give up. And I learned, and I made each group better. And I went to work each day, and I woke up each day, and I did my personal development, and I stayed positive, and I believed that I could truly help people and change people's life. And little by little, I started to believe in me, and my attitude and my mindset changed, and my posts changed. And when your posts change and your tone, it helped a lot of my conversations, because people were watching me, and people are always watching you, which created a huge shift in my business. So I'm here to tell you I have failed many, many times in this business. I've sent many messages out and get no responses. I've had super vulnerable posts and had 0 likes. I've had really crappy challenge groups. I've had people ignore my messages. I've messed up on following through, and people have unfriended me. My like page goes up and down, but I continuously and wonder, when is this post going to get a lot of interaction? I've heard so many no's in 1 month. I literally thought I was going to have to talk to 500 people, and, which I would have done because I was committed, but it's frustrating. And I just want you to know that it doesn't matter where you are at. It's always that I'm failing forward. I'm always trying new things and knowing that, okay, that didn't work out. What can I do differently? And people want coaches that are vulnerable and real. And so it wasn't about me presenting this perfect lifestyle of me being this rock star coach. It was that I went to my team and I told them I was struggling, and what can we do together to help push each other? So what has worked for me in my business to help move it forward? I'm just going to give you a few tips, because really mindset is the thing that changed me the most. It's changed me as a person, how I treat my kids, how I look and talk to my husband. And I'm not perfect, and I have times where I'm always thinking, I could have done something differently, but I at least try and at least recognize it now, which is the first step to change. So, a couple things that I've changed is I started doing personal development during every mindless activity of my day. I downloaded every podcast that I could. I was listening to it in the car when I was driving my kids to school. I listened to it in the shower and got a waterproof speaker. I listened to it when I was folding laundry. I listened to it every single night when I make dinner. I listened to it during my daughter's nap time. I listened to it during working out. You guys, add that up. It was 3 to 4 hours a day of personal development. When you work so heavily on your mind, things are going to start to change. There is no difference between you and a top coach. Do you know what the difference is their mindset, their belief that they're able to affect and change people. And if you don't have that belief in yourself, nothing's ever going to change. I got an app called Pocket App, which was such a time saver. Look that up. You can, when you're scrolling the news feeds and you see like an article you want to read later or a recipe, you can save the link and it goes right to your app, so you can look at it later, so you don't have to keep trying to go back and find those things. I organized my follow-up lists. I'm still working on them. I'm not perfect at this. I'm definitely not the most organized person, but I'm trying, and I made a list, and I tried to follow up with people within 2 to 3 days at the latest. And I avoided comparing to people. If I found myself scrolling the news feeds, and I started getting anxiety, which I had in the past, I took a step back. I chose to unfollow those person, and I started following people that really gave me motivation. If you really need to use Facebook as a business and as a way to connect with people, not a way to compare and just get sucked into the time warp, because that is easy to do. And then always have a plan when you start to get sucked into this mindset of, woe is me, why is this person more successful than me? Oh, she signed up 2 days ago and she has 17 coaches. You got to get out a book and bust your personal development out, or just open up a podcast, shut the computer, and have a plan. Tell yourself this week that you are going to be the same unless you choose today to do something different. You will never change, and you will still have that same crappy attitude if you don't choose to work on yourself every single day. You have to be the biggest project that you work on every single day. And if you're not working on yourself, people want happier, passionate, motivated people. If you are not working on yourself, no one will ever follow you. If you're not putting yourself out there every single day, no one else will follow you. If you're not being vulnerable and open and sharing your story, and knowing that sometimes you may not get a ton of likes, but knowing that it's going to be worth it in the long run, that is going to hold you back. The next thing I worked on is being visionary. I started focusing on the future and thinking about, what can I create for my team? What can I see? How can I help my team and myself see where we are headed? I set small goals and I executed them. I focused on the small goals first and then created longer term goals. I just want you to think of a coach that you admire and ask yourself why you admire them. Then think of the qualities of that coach that you admire and write it down. So whether you think this person's funny, or they're business savvy, or they could be in shape, but I literally picked my top 10 of things that I thought attracted me to coaches. Loyalty, how loving they were to their team, how vulnerable they were in their posts, how relatable they were, how they actually were funny and unorganized and a mom and complete hot mess, but they were also a girl boss. Business savvy, they really worked on their personal development, whatever, and I became that coach. I worked on one of those things all the time. I had them hanging up on my wall of the kind of coach I wanted to be, and I said, how can I be more loyal today? How can I be more loving today? How can I be more relatable? And I made every single post relate around those 10 things. And then I got to work. I became the person that I wanted to be by taking little tiny steps, and I'm still working on it, and I'm still my biggest project every single day. You have everything you need. Listen to me. Everything you need to be successful. You have an awesome upline, but we just talked about that. You don't need that, but you do. You come from a pretty successful team, Fit Addicted. You have access to probably tons of trainings. You have a library that are full of good books that you can go check out. You have the ability to work out. You have the ability to drink your shake and talk about it. You have the ability to be creative by putting yourself out there. You have the ability to be raw and open and sharing your story. You just have to believe in what I call the machine, which is this: continually making choices every single day about the little things. The machines, they don't think, they just keep going and going and going. It's the little things that lead to the big things of the compound effect. Personal development every single day without fail. Inviting every single day by sharing your story, your struggles, your beliefs, who you truly are as a person. People want to get to know you, and it's your job to create relationships now, and it's your job to put yourself out there so that when you're talking to someone, they say something like, I feel like I already know you, because you've done such a good job of putting yourself out there on social media that they feel like they already know you. Okay? Last couple things, I really feel like this relationship is like a teenager. This business, okay? It's like a relationship with a teenager. You listen, they listen to you preach at them, that you teach them, you tell them not to do this, you tell them not to do that, they kind of do something else. Then they have you in your head. And when they're at that party, they aren't going to get into that car with that drunk person. Or when they're hanging out with their friends, they're going to stick up with someone that's you've taught them to do the right things. These people that are following you are going to come back into your life for advice. If you are the person that is the advice giver, the offering value for nothing in return, they will share with you because they love and respect you because of what you taught them and what you have given to them in knowledge. Be that parent to your social media. Create more social media engagement by posting regularly and putting yourself out there, and you will build confidence as a coach and attract the right kind of people. I hope this helps you realize that if I can build a business, by the way, that year that I built that business, I was giving birth in January of that year when I was a diamond. I gave birth to my daughter, and that entire year, it was her first year as a baby, okay? That could be the biggest excuse, or it could be my biggest push. That the reason that I want to be successful in this business is for my kids, to show them that hard work pays off, and then I can take them on vacations, and I can live a life of freedom. And my why has changed a little bit now. It's more about helping other women feel successful and empowering other people to be stay-at-home moms, or be able to pay for their vacations, or give their life of freedom, and to feel what it's truly like to be free of not truly accepting and loving yourself, because it's an amazing and wonderful thing to love yourself fully, and to be proud of who you are and how far you have come. And I work on that every single day, but I can honestly look in the mirror and say I'm happy with my life, and I'm happy with where I'm headed, and I'm making good choices in my life, and that's an awesome thing to be able to pass down to other people. Okay, so I hope this helps you guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday, and thank you so much if you made it this far, and go out there and be great. Talk to you soon. Bye.